Alright guys, welcome back. So today we're out at the range with the Beretta M9. So we're just going to be doing some shooting with it. We'll go over some of its features. I'll give you guys some likes and dislikes on it, and we're just going to have a little bit of fun. So let's get to it. Alright, so I've got some steel targets set up about 10 yards away. So here we go, first magazine. Let's ring some steel. All right, on that last round, I didn't let the trigger all the way out to let it fully reset. There's mag number 1, mag number 2. Now, one awesome thing about these Beretta pistols is just how accurate and easy to shoot these things are. Now, I'm here at about, I don't know, maybe 12 yards, and it really does show just how easy these guns are to shoot. I mean, it does make me look like an even better shooter than I really am. Just a very, very easy gun to shoot, very fun gun to shoot. I mean, as you can see, like I said, it really does make easy work shooting these targets. Now, that center one is like a 12 by 16, but those are 8-inch rounds on the side. And again, I'm here at about 12 yards, and it really does make me look better than I really am. Very, very easy gun to shoot. All right, so now let's take a closer look at the Beretta M9, go over some of its features, and I'll show you guys how to break the pistol down. Now, before we get started, I will show you guys that this pistol is safe and empty, and both magazines that I got here are empty as well. Now, the magazines that mine came with is two 15-round steel magazines, and they are made in Italy by Metgar. Now, I don't know if all of the Beretta M9s come with the Metgar mags. Some of them might come with Checkmate mags. I'm not real sure on that, but mine came with two Metgar 15-round steel magazines, and I haven't had a single issue with either one of these magazines, since I've owned this pistol. So, magazines very reliable, very durable. I've dropped them while shooting and all that stuff, never had an issue with them, so seem like pretty durable magazines. Now, onto some of the key features of this pistol. It does have an ambidextrous safety, which is mounted on the slide, and this is pretty controversial. Some people like it, some people hate it. For me, I'm not a real big fan of it, having the manual safety up here on the slide. I'm not a big fan of having safeties on any of my pistols anyhow. But having it on the slide, in my opinion, is even worse than just having one. Now, with double action, single action guns, I prefer just to have a decocker instead of a safety, but with this one, it is a decocker and safety all in one. And right now, with the hammer back and the safety in the up position, that is in the fire position. So if you do have a live round in the chamber and you do want to lower the hammer, you just have to reach up and push down on the safety and decocker, and it will safely decock the gun and put the gun on safe. And with the gun on safe and the hammer down, it does render the trigger useless. So when you have it on safe, your trigger is just going to be real loose like this, and nothing will happen. And then say you decock it with a round in the chamber, and you want to carry it ready to go, you can just click this back up, and now you have the gun in double action with a long, heavy trigger pull, and you can carry it that way, or if you want to leave the safety off, you can. But if I'm going to carry it, I would leave it with the safety off in double action. Now, talking about the trigger, like I said, it is double action, single action, and the double action is pretty heavy, but it is smooth. It is about a 10 to 11 pound trigger pull, so it is a little on the heavy side, but I'll try to show you guys the trigger pull. So as you can see, it is a pretty smooth pull, not a lot of stacking or grittiness or anything like that. The double action, not too bad, just a little on the heavy side. Then the single action is a nice 5-pound pull. You're gonna have a little bit of take up, and then a nice crisp 5-pound break, and then reset. Right there, you have a little bit of take up again, and then it breaks. So the reset isn't bad, and I don't know if it came across in any of the shooting footage that I got for this video, but sometimes the reset, it feels like it resets, but it still needs to come out a little bit more. And I found myself, I guess, short stroking the trigger a few times where I thought that I felt and heard the reset go off. I tried to pull the trigger again and it wasn't out far enough, and I just have a dead trigger. So the reset's not the best. It is audible, it is, you know, tactile, you can feel it, but sometimes it does play tricks on you and you think it's reset and it's really not. So not the best reset, but overall, you know, all in all, it is a pretty decent trigger, both double action and single action. The grips are just plastic grips, but you can replace them, and I might do that with this pistol as well. I know VZ or Hogue, I'm sure, makes all kinds of different grips for this, but you can remove the grip panels. The grip itself is rather large. Now, I do have smaller hands. You know, I wear a medium-sized glove, sometimes even a small-sized glove, so my hands are pretty small, but the grip is pretty chunky. It is pretty big, but it does have a comfortable feel to it, and, you know, I don't have a problem, you know, reaching the trigger in double action or single action. It's just fine. A little bit of a reach in double action, but not too bad. So it is a little beefy in the grip if you have small hands, but it's still very ergonomic and very easy to shoot. You do have your slide stop here on this side. It is not ambidextrous like the safety is, but nice big side or slide stop that you can reach if you want to run the slide that way. Very easy to reach even with my small hands. I do have to adjust my grip just a little bit to hit it, but pretty easy to get to. So the sights on this pistol, that's one other you know, downfall in my opinion to this, is the front sight is actually built into the slide. You cannot replace it, but the rear sight is dovetailed. If you want to replace that with something different, you can. Now the sight picture on this gun, it has a dot in the front, and then it does have like a V-notch in the back or a square notch in the back with one white dot right there in the center. So you just kind of stack the dots and go. Not my favorite sight picture, but it does work. You can be pretty fast and accurate with it, but that is the sight picture. All right, so now we move back to about the 25-yard range, just so I can demonstrate you know, like I was mentioning before, about how accurate and easy to shoot these pistols are. Now, I know this isn't a true accuracy test, and this is only showing the accuracy that I'm capable of doing, but I just want to show you guys just how easy it is to shoot these guns, even at these longer ranges, and we'll do first shot double action. All right, now let's move over to the smaller ones. As you can see, if I can do my part, them little 8-inch rounds were a little bit trickier. I had to slow down just a little bit more, but it really did still throw them in there with relative ease. I mean, this gun really is very easy to shoot and very easy to be accurate with if you can do your part. Sure. So now let's go ahead and I'll show you guys how to break down the gun. And on the right side of the pistol, you're gonna see right here this little tab sticking out. All you gotta do is push that through, and then you have a little lever on this side right here. Just pull it down, and if you can see, the slide started to pop off, and you can just take it right off the frame just like that. On the inside, you're gonna have recoil spring and guide rod that is not captured, and the recoil or the guide rod in this is polymer. I might end up changing that out to a metal piece. I don't know, I just don't like having a lot of polymer pieces in my guns, but it's worked and I haven't had any issues with it. But it is non-captive. You can just take the recoil spring right out, or the guide rod out of the recoil spring. Down here you got your barrel, and you can just lift it up and out just like any other standard pistol, just like that. And then reassembly, again, just reverse order, drop your barrel back down in, take your recoil spring, put it back in, take your slide, put it back on your frame, lock it to the rear, flip your little lever up, and you're back in business. So there's how to disassemble the pistol. There's some of the key features of the Beretta M9. So now, since the Beretta is a double action, single action pistol, let's go ahead and see how the pistol does doing double taps with the gun in double action on the first shot. So let's see what we can do. And we'll decock it. Definitely pulled that one. So as you can see, with the double action to single actions, you can still get pretty good double taps with this gun. The double action is a little heavy, but it is smooth. So you know, double taps with this gun is very easy to do. Okay, so now just for fun, I've backed up here to the 50-yard line. I'm gonna take, I don't know, about 5 shots at that center steel target down there, which again, I think is around 12 by 16. And you know, being that this gun is so accurate and easy to shoot, I'm just gonna see what my abilities are with this gun at this range. So let's see what we can do. One miss, not too bad. All right, so now let's go over some of my likes and dislikes of the Beretta M9, and then I'll give you guys kind of some final thoughts before closing this video out. Now, overall, as a whole, I think the Beretta M9 is a fantastic pistol. In my experience with it, and I've had this gun for probably 2 or 3 years now. Now, I don't have like a bazillion rounds through it. I don't get it out all that often, which I don't know why, because it is a very, very fun gun to bring out here to the range. But in the years that I've had it, I've never had any issues with it, no malfunctions that of any kind. It's just been a very, very fun gun to bring out here to the range and shoot. As you can see, you can be very, very accurate with this pistol. It is a very accurate pistol, very smooth operating gun, and you know, this probably has the smoothest action on any pistol that I have ever felt. Now, I don't have experience with every pistol out there, but in my experience with all the different guns that I've felt, this gun has the smoothest action that I've ever felt. So it is a very smooth operating gun, a very accurate gun, and overall, even though it is a kind of a bulky, bigger gun and I have smaller hands, it is a very ergonomic gun. It does feel good in your hands, and you know, with all that mixed together, it's just it makes for a very fun gun to bring out here to the range and you know, spend the day shooting and all that. Very, very good gun to come out here to the range and have fun with. But overall, guys, I guess if I do have a dislike on it, it's definitely going to be that slide mounted safety. Definitely not a big fan of that. There has been times when I come over the top to run the action, I have kicked that safety on accidentally while running the slide, and you know, like when you do that, it renders the trigger useless. So that's definitely an issue for me, definitely a negative for me. But I found that if I don't come over the top and run the slide like I do on most of my other pistols, if I just kind of pinch the slide in the back and run it, I haven't ran into that issue where it kicks it on. So I guess if you're going to run this, just maybe run it that way so you don't run into the issue of kicking that safety on. But other than that, I guess that's really the only complaint that I'm going to have with the gun. It does have a plastic trigger and some plastic parts in it. I guess that could be a negative. I'm not a huge fan of plastic parts, but those are easily changed out if you want to do that. But overall, I guess my biggest complaint is going to be that slide mounted safety. But other than that, I think it's a fantastic gun. And if you guys haven't tried one out, I definitely recommend, if you got a buddy who has one, try one out or rent one at a range. I think you guys will really like this pistol. But anyhow, guys, I had a lot of fun coming out here making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any questions or comments about this video or anything else you see here on the channel, ask in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back with you. And as always, I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate everybody subscribing, and we'll catch you in the next one.